This is what it's like when the happiest sign in astrology fills a person's body. What does Cancer rising mean? Let's go over the significance of that in your natal chart. Cancer rising means you were born with the zodiac sign of Cancer in the first house of your birth chart. You'll need your birth certificate for the time you were born. It's the time that marks your first house in astrology, which represents your physical body. Your first house is how you look, your personality, and overall happiness. Your body is a vehicle of the sun, so your rising sign is your special fraction of the sun grounded on Earth. If you have a Cancer first house, your physical traits radiate Cancer energy. It's what the sign looks like in a human. The zodiac sign of Cancer rules over many things like water, houses, your mother, property, cars, and comfort, for example. Because Cancer is a water sign, people with this ascendant love to get in the water. This can be anything from swimming, kayaking, hanging out by the pool, or spending time at the beach. They love to take baths and may even put up some kind of outdoor pool or pond on their property. It's a natural tendency, and being around water makes them very happy. My Cancer rising friend swam all the way across an icy fjord in Norway, for example, just for fun. She's a real-life Viking. There are 12 zodiac signs, and one rises above the horizon every 2 hours. When you came into this world, you could take a snapshot of the stars looking east, and there you'd find the brilliance of the Cancer constellation dazzling just above the flat line of Earth. This is the same thing as having your ascendant in Cancer. The sign was ascending the hour you were born. So if you want to know how to find Cancer rising sign, your birth chart has 12 houses. You can use the chart you're most comfortable with. For example, this is your first house in Vedic astrology, or you'll find it here in Western astrology. The first house is your ascendant, so that means you have Cancer rising in your first house. One of the main Cancer ascendant characteristics is they're known to be happy people. That's because the sign rules over happiness itself. But we have to remember the zodiac sign of Cancer is ruled by the moon, which waxes and wanes, and the moon represents our mind and emotions. So even though these people are generally happy, their mood tends to go up and down like the moon. But it keeps things interesting. They have an optimistic outlook on life, and they're the kind of friend that makes you feel good just by being around them. They're very easy to get along with, and their happiness is contagious. Now, a lot of people don't know this secret. At any given moment, whatever sign is on the eastern horizon, that sign's energy gets infused into everything. If it's strong enough, things literally appear according to that sign. So that means the energy of Cancer's zodiac sign saturated your body when you were born and absorbed the qualities of that sign. Your spirit descended through Cancer before you became you. It's your signature. It's your spark from the sun. Welcome to Astrology by 33, where ancient scriptures are finally restored. It's an honor to have you here today. This is about discovering the truth in astrology and weeding out the rest. Each sign is a body part of the Creator. We all work together to function as a whole body. So it's important to understand how our rising sign plays a unique role as part of his body. Together we are one. And when we realize this truth, our divinity becomes more transparent. A Cancer ascendant naturally attracts the energy of home. Because this sign rules over houses and buildings, these people live in many different places and will have many houses throughout their lives. Because the moon is always waxing or waning, it's constantly in motion and causes the person to move with it, literally. Cancer is a moving sign in Vedic astrology. It's not fixed energy, so it's best to go with the flow and pack light so moving is easy. You also have the blessing where others may open up their home to you when you don't have a place to stay. A good home is something that comes naturally here. Some have an extra summer cabin or cottage on their property, for example. One of the interesting Cancer rising traits is they're very likely to live in a foreign land or different state at some point in their life. This goes along with moving a lot. Not only do they move, but they move far. And it's very natural. They find meaningful work in these places too. So if you have a Cancer first house, going far, far away will feel second nature. The person with a Cancer rising horoscope tends to be soft-spoken. That's because Cancer is a sattvic sign, which means it's centered and harmonious. It doesn't fall to the left or right. Sattvic energy is very calm and collected without effort. So these people are pretty laid back. They're not the kind that seek attention at parties. Their spirit is gentle and balanced. They're the masters of subtlety. Cancer rising attracts wealth, especially if Jupiter aspects or sits in your first house. This sign is all about abundance and having more than enough. These people have really nice clothes, jewelry, home decorations, dishes, and excellent food. It's all about being super comfortable in a nourishing environment. Remember, Cancer represents the mother who goes above and beyond to make sure the baby is happy and cared for. This just might be the happiest and most supportive sign in the zodiac because Jupiter gets exalted in Cancer, and Jupiter is the greatest good guy in astrology. This is where the best things can happen. One of the stronger Cancer rising characteristics includes intelligence. That's because the moon rules this sign, and she's the queen in the royal government of astrology. A queen sits on the throne because she knows what's going on. She's also very well read and educated, so Cancer Ascendant is respected by many people. They often end up with university degrees because they enjoy learning and have a higher ability to understand things. I've seen teachers and professors with this rising sign when Jupiter aspects it especially. You'll often find these people with their nose in a book. The Cancer rising personality is tough. The symbol for Cancer is a crab, which has a really hard shell. These people are no different. My sister's a Cancer rising, and my grandma made jokes about how it was impossible to pinch her because she had so much thick muscle. That's not to say they aren't sensitive, because they are. They just don't wear their hearts on their sleeves. The scriptures say they have a tendency towards anger, but they cool down as fast as they heat up. Even though they're gentle in nature, you don't want to tick these people off. Remember, they have pinchers. I've seen people in law enforcement with a Mars aspect on Cancer rising. They're like a walking suit of armor, and they handle pressure extremely well. Before we get to some interesting traits next, if you'd like to show your support for the many hours of love I put into this video, make sure to press the thumbs up button below. And thank you so much. In astrology, Cancer rising is also known to be spiritual on one level or another. They're very open-minded here and can range anywhere from being religious, meditative, seeking God, or just realizing the importance of being a good person. The scriptures say they're virtuous, which goes along with having integrity, honesty, and a sound moral code. Their hearts are in the right place. A higher lesson for Cancer rising is to not get too attached to the home. For we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle is destroyed, we have a building of God, a house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. Where is our true home? Now, here's a fun fact I thought was very specific in the scriptures, and I've also found it to be generally true. It says the Cancer Ascendant horoscope causes the person to have an older sister. This can also include a half-sister. Since the moon rules Cancer, the moon is called your Ascendant Lord. That means the moon rules your first house. Look to see where the moon is in your chart. That will give you way more information about your life. For example, see what sign and house the moon is in, and look what planets aspect your first house because their energy gets added to the mix. That's in part why all Cancer rising people are different. If your first house is empty without any planet aspecting it, you'll take on pure Cancer energy alone, according to Sara Vali. Now, if these Cancer rising characteristics didn't describe you and you follow Western astrology, you might be a Gemini rising in Vedic astrology. It pushes your chart back almost a whole sign and uses the sidereal zodiac, which works with the real stars and constellations in the sky. Western astrology uses the tropical zodiac. So if you're not sure, check out the Gemini rising video and see if you resonate more with that one compared to this one. If you want Cancer rising explained even better, here are 2 videos with the deeper meaning of your first house and the sign of Cancer. They're worth a watch if you want to know more. And visit astrologyby33.com.